The state elections in Melaka, Sarawak last year and Johor next month does not mean a snap general election is around the corner. For DAP Secretary-General Lim Guan Eng, the dominance of the so-called court cluster in Umno and the government's own underwhelming performance will deter Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob from calling a snap general election. In an interview with FMT, Lim said Ismail, an Umno vice president, was in a weak political position.
Let's talk about Ismail Sabri as the current Prime Minister. Now, his position as the Prime Minister has become increasingly tenuous, given the bad blood between Bersatu and Umno. This has led to two state elections, namely Melaka, and now just around the corner, the Johor polls. Now, wouldn't it be better for the Prime Minister to call for a snap general elections rather than putting the voters through state elections, which actually does not restore political stability?
If you look at first the court cluster are calling the shots within the party, wants to have early elections because they want to decide who the candidates will be, and more importantly, who will be the ministers and the next Prime Minister. I think it's very clear that if their snap elections are held and Ismail Sabri is not the President of UMNO, it is unlikely that he will continue as Prime Minister.
The court cluster refers to several UMNO leaders who were charged in court for corruption and abuse of power. They include Party President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and former Prime Minister Najib Razak. Ismail was sworn in as Prime Minister in August last year. Dissolving Parliament for a snap general election within a few months would make him the country's Prime Minister with the shortest tenure in office.
So he wouldn't want to call for an election. He wants to hang on as long as possible. And the MOU, of course, gave him some breathing space.
Last September, Ismail signed a MOU with Pakatan Harapan leaders, including Guan Eng. The agreement is aimed at bringing about the political stability needed to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic and reviving the country's economy. But both political stability and the economy have continued to suffer, triggering the state election in Melaka and now Johor. Lim also said Ismail's poor performance as Prime Minister was another reason why the Bura MP was unlikely to call for snap elections.
If you look at COVID, you look at the economic recession. On COVID-19, I think he has also continuously failed. He has not shown remarkable successes or progress from the previous Muhyiddin administration.